Hello and welcome to today's edition of Top Rated Recruiter Spotlight. My name is Adam Conrad. I'm the founder and CXO of Great Recruiters. And today I am joined by one of our Q4 2023 top rated recruiters, Marissa Vore. And before Marissa gets a chance, I just want to let you know, Marissa has 274 reviews from candidates, place talent, people that she's worked with that with a 4.81 rating, and you don't earn something like that if you are not at the top of your game. So Marissa, congrats on that achievement. Congrats on Top Rated, and welcome to Top Rated Recruiter Spotlight. How are you doing today?
Thank you. Yeah, happy to be here. Doing great. Thanks.
It's awesome. And we were just talking, it's a big moment. The Chiefs are back in the championship, AFC. Yes. The Lions are in it for the first time, so it means a lot more to us. I'm just going to say. I would love to see a Lions-Chiefs matchup in the Super Bowl, along with the same results as Game 1 of the season.
Okay. All right. Well.
All right. Well, we weren't talking about that. But hey, Marissa, nobody grows up thinking they want to get into this industry. How did you fall into recruiting, and what's kept you around?
Right. I mean, yeah, and I think we all fall into it for sure. To be honest, I had been a recruiter at an internal company before coming to working in the agency side. And that's really where I fell into recruiting. I was a bartender before that in my early 20s. And I wouldn't say I'm particularly passionate about craft beers and cocktails, but I loved the, getting to meet new people and getting to talk with new people. And I ended up bartending for the right person who had a company that had a recruiting spot open and went to work internal, which was fantastic. I loved that experience. But I just happened to have a connection here at TriCom and fell into the world of agency recruiting, which has been a really great experience. I talk to so many people every day. And it's just something that I have found to really enjoy and has kind of hit my stride and found some success in.
Well, I'll tell you what, being a bartender, talking to people, just listening and just interacting. I mean, what a great thing to have going into this, because I mean, that's what recruiting's all about. It's getting to know people, it's talking to people, and it's being there and trying to help them any way you can. Talk to me a little bit about TriCom. Can you give me a little background on TriCom, please?
Yes. So TriCom and me were both born in 1994. So we're coming up on 30 years this year. We're going to have a big joint birthday party. TriCom, we do all things IT, technical recruiting, from, technical support, help desk type roles, all the way up to C-suite executives and kind of everything in between.
Awesome. And where is your kind of your expertise? What's the niche that you're recruiting in primarily?
I think I do pretty well with developers. I'm not, the most technical person in the world, but I can speak enough of it and understand enough of it that working with developers, especially on, Scratch application development, is fun. And I know that's what a lot of developers like to get into. So fun to talk with them about those kind of new projects.
Outstanding. And how has Great Recruiters benefited you as a recruiter? What has it done for you?
Oh, I love it. The ability for me to get, direct feedback from candidates, and whether that be good or bad, not every review that I've ever received has been a perfect 5-star, and it gives me, room to grow. But it also reinforces, I think, that what I'm trying to do here is be excellent. And I want people to really feel like they're working with a recruiter that cares about them. And so getting those reviews where that is what they kind of felt from working with me, I think that just really reinforces that what I'm doing is working, and what I'm trying to do is being conveyed correctly to the people that I'm working with. And so it's just a really good feeling.
Oh, and you brought up something interesting. It's always great to get the 5-star reviews, right? Yeah. We want to strive for 5s. But what does it mean to you when you don't get that 5-star review? How do you handle that, and how does it help you?
Yeah. I mean, it's immediate feedback and immediate action for me to be able to take. And most times it's a direct phone call with that person to say, hey, I'm sorry that I missed the mark, and I'd like to talk more about that. And, I think one of my very first reviews I ever got was not a great review, actually. And it was a learning point for me to be able to call her immediately. I will remember that review for the rest of my career because it really was, I didn't realize where I had messed up. And so to be able to get that feedback from her right away, I've never made that mistake again. It was just great. And I think, her and I, we actually continued to work together. And I think that also built some trust that I took it seriously. And that feedback was then applied to the rest of my interaction. So yeah, it's helpful.
No, that's great. And I mean, that's the goal is you can't create a great experience for everybody because sometimes you're having a bad day or maybe they are. The point is exactly what you said is if somebody didn't have that experience, being in the know immediately, being able to call and follow up and seek to understand what you could have done better. And I think the icing on the cake is exactly what I hope happens is you're still working with her. Mm-hmm. Right. It's sometimes you take the ones that had an initial bad experience for whatever reason, and it's the follow-up. They want to be heard, they want to be listened to, and then you can turn them into a candidate for life. Right. So that's amazing. What does it mean to you for being named top rated recruiter for Q4 2023?
Oh, it's so fun. It's an honor, truly. I was named one of the top rated recruiters along with 3 other gals at my company, which is just, we make a big to-do about it. Yeah. And yeah, kind of like I was saying earlier, it really just does reinforce that what I'm doing is working. And it's, I don't know, it's a lot of fun. I like to be able to talk about that on LinkedIn and throw it on my email signature and be able to just say, hey, this is a sign for candidates that have not yet worked with me. This is what you can expect. Hold me to this high level of expectations and know that professionalism will be there, that I'm going to try and make it fun. And I hope that it's an enjoyable experience for everybody. And the proof is right there that it has been so far.
And what's been the response from the candidates where you've used that approach, that you've talked to them, they don't know who you are? What is their reaction to kind of the way you position it?
I think it makes people open up a little bit more quickly, rather than, hey, I'm random Joe Schmo off the streets, want to get you on a phone call, to say, hey, I've talked with people before, maybe in your circle or people that have similar backgrounds to you. They've obviously enjoyed that conversation. I'd love to maybe give you that same experience. So I think that, yeah, it just gets people to open up, trust me a little bit more, and it lets us kind of skip those initial awkward conversations at the beginning where I'm trying to earn that trust.
Yeah, that's outstanding. And when working with recruiter, candidates have a lot of choices. What should candidates be looking for when they're engaging with a recruiter? What kind of qualities do you think are important?
Yeah. Gosh, it's a tough question because I think that recruiting styles are so different, like you said, and there's a recruiter out there for everybody. And there is no single recruiter that's going to work for, where you're at in your career, where you're at in your job search, what your personality style is. There's just no one perfect cup of tea for everybody. I guess if I had to narrow down, what you should absolutely look for and what you should absolutely avoid in a recruiter, it should be easy. That whole interaction should be, I should be able to get a hold of you, or your recruiter shouldn't use terminology that's confusing to you or feel like you're being forced into a position. They should understand what you're saying, take that and run with it. If you're working with a recruiter that is difficult and it feels like a chore, that's a red flag to me.
That's good. And what type of roles are you looking to fill right now, Marissa?
It's the beginning of the year, new headcounts, new budgets, new projects. So we're working on a lot of project manager roles right now. And then, of course, the standards, full stack developers, Java and .NET, and some JavaScript too.
Awesome. Well, hey, once again, it's been a pleasure having you on.
Absolutely.
I have a feeling that we're going to see more of you in these awards and recognition. And just kudos to you and kudos to the organization for really providing an environment that allows you to thrive. And I think, you nailed it. It's like 3 of you received this top rated award. I think that's a big testament to the organization you work for. And kudos to everybody over there at TriCom. I wish you the best success, and just it's been a real pleasure having you on, Marissa.
Thank you. Yeah, you too.